right, welcome to the Mogul Performance Podcast. Today we're going to be focusing on Mogul Behaviors. This is how exceptional leaders stay ahead of the rest. So I just want to welcome you to the Mogul Performance Podcast, where this is where leadership meets strategy and action. I'm going to be your host. My name is Evan, and today we're going to be diving deeper into what separates moguls from the rest. These are the behaviors that cultivate our clients to help them perform at the absolute highest level above everyone else. Before we jump in, just to do a quick promotional, if you are ready to take your leadership to the next level, go ahead and check out the Mogul Performance Coaching Packages. We have the core package, which is for our newer leaders. We have the MVP package, which is more for that more experienced middle level manager or director. And then we have the Mogul package, which is for that business owner or that executive or that directive, the CEO, the C-suite type of leader or the VP. Plus, we offer additional enhancements on top of that, such as the Mogul Collective. We're going to be surrounded by like-minded individuals, and we have additional psychometrics testings. We have a bunch of things we can use to help you enhance your leadership. If you want to learn more, visit mogulperformance.com. All right, now that it's over, let's talk about what truly defines high-performing leaders. These are mogul behaviors. That's what we'll be calling them today. So let's go jump into the first segment of what do moguls do? Moguls invest into their health. So I want you to think about this. What is the first thing that you do in the morning? Is it something that is intentional or is it reactive? So when that alarm goes off, what is happening? At Mogul Performance, what we emphasize for our peak performers is that starts with taking care of yourself. So whether that looks like it's exercise, proper nutrition, good sleep, regular health checkups, those are the things that moguls are doing to perform at that next level. We've seen leaders go from feeling constantly drained to laser focus just by making these small adjustments, just by maybe getting an extra half hour of sleep, just by changing what they're eating throughout their day, or going in and getting themselves having the regular health checkups from their providers. So why does this matter? Well, for one, you're gonna have more energy, and if you have more energy, what's gonna happen? You're gonna make better decisions. And when you make better decisions, you're gonna have more confidence. You're gonna feel that boost of feeling physically strong and emotionally strong and mentally strong. And this is going to carry over into your leadership. And your physical health is going to directly affect your mental resilience. If you are tired and you are drained from not getting enough sleep the night before, that is going to affect how you are going to perform the next day, no matter what. They say sleep is the best possible drug that you could take to help enhance your performance. So what can you start here with today? Well, first, it starts with 30 minutes of movement every day. If that's what it is for you, 30 minutes of movement, some sort of movement for your body every single day. If you treat your body like an afterthought, it's going to show up in your leadership in some kind of way. Now, what's another mogul behavior? Well, think about this. So when you wake up early and you hear the alarm, the little voice in your mind says, "Oh, 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes." Moguls don't listen to that voice. They do not negotiate with themselves. We've worked with clients who were promoted into a senior executive role, and suddenly they feel like they're stuck, and maybe they don't belong there. But here's a twist: they've always known the skills that they've needed all along, but they've hesitated and second guessed. They've waited, right? Just like snoozing, they've waited. Moguls, They don't hesitate. Obviously, when it comes to bigger decisions, those things are different. But when it comes to day-to-day tasks, moguls do not negotiate with themselves, especially when it comes to the hard things. They make decisions with confidence and execute without hesitation. So why does this matter? Well, it builds self-trust. Think about the wins that you make. Think about if you stack wins every single day. Think about how much confidence you will build if you keep on stacking wins every single day. You don't hit snooze. You get your exercise every day. You get proper sleep, or you execute on certain tasks that you're doing in the office or with your team, and you start building wins. More wins than losses. How is that going to make you feel about yourself or your team? You're gonna build that self-trust, and you're gonna know that I can depend on me because I don't negotiate with myself and I do what I need to do in order to achieve the results that I want to get. And additionally, it avoids analysis by paralysis, right? So if we're sitting there and we're looking at a problem and we're like, oh, this is so much. I don't know what to do here. And you just sit on it and you think about it and you mull it over. If you're a competitor and you're a high performer mogul, what happens if you wait? You're going to fall behind. And high achievers and moguls are able to make split second decisions and move forward. Maybe it's not the right decision, but they're moving forward at that moment in time. And lastly, it helps you to execute decisively, which is going to earn trust from your teams, right? So if you, like I said before, if you're able to create wins, you're going to build that trust with your team. So what's the takeaway here with this type of behavior? Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. It can always be a little bit better. So it's important. We got to identify what is making me hesitate. Why don't I want to take the next step forward? And then we identify that, commit to an action and commit to it faithfully and quickly. Another behavior that moguls do is they play the long game. So think about the most successful people or the person that you know. Did they just blow up overnight and they were just suddenly successful? Or do they build something sustainable over a long period of time? At Mogul Performance, we coach leaders to be relentless in their vision, but they are patient in their execution. Moguls, they don't chase the quick wins, the shortcuts, or the trends. They set a vision and they stick to it, even when the results aren't immediate, even when they don't see it. There's an analogy that about a bamboo tree. You get to keep watering that bamboo tree for weeks, months, and it takes a long time. I think it's 5 years actually. It takes 5 years to grow this tree. And then suddenly in 6 weeks, it grows hundreds of feet. Moguls and the high performing leaders, they believe in the process. They trust the process. They have that vision and they stick to it and they don't let it go. They do not change that vision every 2 years. They do not change that vision every 3 years. They do not change that vision every 5 years. That vision is meant to last a lifetime. So why does this matter? Sustainable success requires discipline. Like the saying goes, if you are persistent, you will get it. And if you are consistent, you will keep it. And it's important that we got to stay consistent in the long run, every day and always. And also, when moguls play the long game, it helps you to stay focused when distractions or challenges arise. When these things pop up every single day, sometimes it's really easy to get stuck in the weeds and you just kind of see things that are happening in front of you, but you're not seeing the overall vision. You're not seeing things from a bird's eye view. But when we are able to see things in the long game, we are able to work through those daily challenges because we know exactly where we are going and we're able to make better decisions based off of those challenges that we're facing that today. And then lastly, it ensures long-term growth over short-term satisfaction. So yes, we can take shortcuts and maybe that will work. Maybe that will work for 5 years. Maybe that will even work for 10 years. But do you want a business or a company or a team that is going to be around and that is going to be strong for the next 25 years? That is going to take that vision of the long game. So what can you do? Define what your long game term is or your long game vision is. Then reverse engineer that. Break that into different milestones. Break that into maybe yearly goals, and then break that into quarterly objectives, and then monthly objectives, and then weekly and then daily tasks that you need to do that directly contributes towards that long game objective that you're trying to reach. And the next Another mogul behavior is moguls prioritize their relationships. Is there anyone in your life that you may be taking for granted? We've worked with leaders who are absolutely crushing it in business, but burning out personally. If your personal life is chaos, it's going to bleed over into your professional life and vice versa. Moguls invest into their teams, they have mentors, and also their families. And don't forget, coaches. They don't let their ego destroy relationships. They are humble and they are servant leaders. So why does this matter? Strong personal and professional relationships create stability. It creates stability in your life in all domains, whether it's in your work life or in your personal life, or if those two worlds come together. They create a sense of stability in that. And then for a moment to prioritize relationships, they know that leadership is about influence, and influence is built on trust. So they need to build those strong relationships with people on their teams and people in their organizations and in their personal lives, because they need to have that trust. And they don't have other people earn their trust. They give their trust first, because they know that success doesn't happen alone. It is not them. They are not where they are because of the things that they've done, solely them. It is because of the people they surround themselves with, the teams that they're a part of, and the teams that they lead. So what's the takeaway from this type of behavior? Schedule time for the relationships that really matter in your life. Have check-ins with your teams. When's the last time you've done that? I really hope the answer to that was within the last 4 weeks. You want to check in with your family. When is the last time you sat down with your family and had a check-in with them? How are things going? Success isn't about you. It's about the people that you surround yourself with. And you really got to take that at your heart. And that's what moguls do. And then moguls put others before themselves. Remember when I talked about servant leadership in the last segment? If you are focused on looking good, are you even leading? Are you actually leading? It's so easy when we start reaching the upper echelons of our work, in our business, in our organization, that we get caught up in titles and authority. And with that comes a sense of power. But moguls know that true leadership is about serving others. Moguls are that servant leader. They guide their team. They don't take credit, and they empower them because they want to serve them. They want to give their teams and their team members a chance to show their skill sets. The most effective leaders remove that ego. And by removing that ego, it builds trust with the team. So why does this matter? It's going to create a culture of not only trust, but also higher performance. When you're given the opportunity to other people on your team to lead and to take charge. And then your team will follow by your example. They will see that you are trying to serve them. And if you lead by serving, they're likely to step up to the plate too. Ever feel frustrated when you're like, I'm doing everything? The servant leadership approach will help you to get others to step up. And the best leaders, they create more leaders. They don't just create more followers. They don't point their fingers and tell people what to do. They create leaders, and they keep in their mind, one of these individuals is going to take my job. And eventually they will fire themselves. That is what a good leader does. A good leader eventually knows that they will be without a job if they do it right. So what's the takeaway here? Find one way to support someone on your team. Leadership isn't about control. It's about making an impact on your team of highly resilient individuals, high performers who work together to achieve something phenomenal. So just to wrap up here with some final thoughts, being a mogul isn't about talent. It is about habits. What do you do when you wake up? Are you scrolling on your phone, or are you drinking water and doing the right thing? Are you exercising? Are you sleeping well? Are you setting a routine? Are you getting your body checked to perform optimally? It's about choosing to operate at a higher level every single day. At Mogul Performance, we help leaders develop these behaviors so they can perform at their peak and build a lasting success, even long after they're gone, even long after they sell their business, even long after they retire. That's what we do at Mogul Performance. If today's episode resonated with you, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. It's on Spotify. It's also on YouTube. We're also on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. So with that being said, let's keep building. Let's keep getting better. I will see you next time on the Mogul Performance Podcast. If you're ready to take the next step in your leadership, let's talk. You can book a discovery call at mogulperformance.com.